Good day, viewers. Welcome to another edition of the Daily Strange Stories. I'm John Brown. Our lead story for today. Latest on 3 missing police officers who were found dead in Hennops River. Foul play suspected. Families perform rituals at accident scene. In the heart of South Africa, a chilling mystery unfolds, a tragedy that has left families heartbroken and a nation questioning the very fabric of its security. This is the story of 3 police officers, young and dedicated, whose lives were tragically cut short, their bodies discovered in the murky depths of the Hennops River. But this is not just a story of loss, it's a story shrouded in unanswered questions, whispers of foul play, and the enduring power of tradition in the face of inexplicable tragedy. Constables Cebekhulu Linda, Boipelo Senoge, and Keamogetswe Buys. Their names are now etched in the collective memory of a nation grappling with grief and uncertainty. These officers, entrusted with upholding the law and protecting the innocent, vanished without a trace while en route to Limpopo from Bloemfontein in the Free State. Their mission, to combat the scourge of illegal mining as part of Operation Vala Umgodi, a critical initiative aimed at reclaiming South Africa's mineral resources from the hands of criminal syndicates. Illegal mining, or Zama Zama as it's known locally, is a pervasive problem in South Africa, a dangerous and often deadly pursuit that attracts desperate individuals and ruthless criminal organizations alike. These illegal operations not only plunder the nation's mineral wealth but also contribute to environmental degradation, social instability, and violent crime. Operation Vala Umgodi represents the government's attempt to regain control and restore order in these lawless territories. The operation's name, Vala Umgodi, literally translates to close the mine, highlighting the government's intent to shut down these illegal operations. The fight against illegal mining is a complex and dangerous one, often pitting law enforcement against heavily armed and well-organized criminal gangs. The risks are immense and the stakes are high. It was into this volatile environment that Constables Linda and Buys were deployed, their mission to protect and serve in the face of grave danger. Constable Cebekhulu, Linda's girlfriend, accompanied him on this fateful journey. Days turned into nights as the South African Police Service, SAPS, launched a high-profile search operation, scouring the N1 highway and the surrounding areas for any sign of the missing officers. The nation held its breath, hoping for a miracle, praying for their safe return. But as the hours ticked by, a sense of dread began to creep in, a gnawing fear that something terrible had happened. The discovery of the wreckage of their Volkswagen Polo sedan in the Hennops River confirmed the worst fears. The vehicle, mangled and broken, bore testament to a violent impact. The bodies of the 3 officers were recovered from the river, their injuries suggesting a catastrophic accident. National Police Commissioner General Fannie Masemola, addressing the media, offered a preliminary assessment, suggesting that the vehicle had been involved in an accident before plunging into the river. The police chief explained that it appeared the car had flipped before impacting the wall and barrier on the side of the bridge, before eventually going into the water. The police had been able to trace the officers' phones to the N1 highway near the Hennops River using advanced technology. But even as the official investigation began, questions lingered, doubts festered. Sources within the security cluster whispered of inconsistencies, anomalies that didn't quite add up. Some cameras along the N1 highway, they claimed, had failed to capture the vehicle's passage. The vehicle's landing in the river, they noted, had left no discernible traces of impact on the steel barrier and concrete bridge. A highway patrol officer, speaking on condition of anonymity, raised further concerns, questioning why there had been no calls reporting the accident, no signs of a serious impact commensurate with the damage to the vehicle. The officer asked how it could be that there was a 24-hour fuel station up the bridge and there were always tow trucks and the traffic police present on that stretch of the road, but that day there was no single witness. The officer wondered whether the accident even took place on this bridge, suggesting that anything is possible whenever crime intelligence is involved. These unanswered questions fueled speculation, giving rise to a darker narrative, a suspicion that something sinister may have occurred. Could the car have been deliberately dumped into the river, with the bodies inside, to divert attention from a more sinister plot? The possibility of foul play, however remote, could not be ruled out. General Masemola, while acknowledging the preliminary assessment, emphasized that the investigation would leave no stone unturned. He said that they have no rules to stick to, whatever charge they investigate. Forensics are going to go through the car. They are going to look thoroughly at the car. He reiterated that while it looked like it capsized first, he is not an expert. He assured the public that investigators would rely on technology to establish whether the vehicle had been speeding when it plunged into the river. The police chief also revealed that investigators had questioned the driver of a Nissan NP200 who was seen on camera parked next to and watching the police officers at a petrol station. However, Masemola stated that they investigated that and they definitely can rule that out. He said that they are quite fair with what he told them, and his employer also told them his whereabouts and routes. He assured the public that they have got no doubt about his story, and provisionally, now, they do take his story that he drove the car from Bloemfontein and that they were overtaking each other along the road. He said that at some point, he felt uncomfortable, hence, he wanted to see who was in the car. As the investigation continued, the families of the deceased officers grappled with unimaginable grief. In their sorrow, they turned to tradition, seeking solace and closure through ancient rituals. The families of the 3 Free State constables, whose lives were tragically cut short, embarked on a deeply spiritual journey, performing traditional rituals at the Hennops River accident site to honor their loved ones and guide their spirits. This poignant act of remembrance and closure follows the retrieval of the constables' bodies from the Pretoria Central Mortuary, marking a somber yet significant step in the grieving process. In many African communities, death is not seen as an end but rather as a transition to the afterlife. When someone dies suddenly, particularly under mysterious or violent circumstances, it is believed that their spirit may linger at the place of death, unable to find peace or move on. To address this, families often perform specific rituals designed to guide the spirit, cleanse the area, and prevent any further harm or unrest. These beliefs about the spirit world are deeply ingrained in many South African cultures, and these rituals are seen as essential for ensuring the well-being of both the deceased and the living. These rituals can vary depending on the specific cultural traditions and beliefs of the community, but they often share common elements. Prayers are recited, invoking the ancestors and seeking their guidance and protection. Incense is burned to purify the air and create a sacred atmosphere. Offerings, such as food, drink, or symbolic objects, may be left at the site as a sign of respect and appeasement. The specific items used in these offerings often hold symbolic meaning, representing the deceased's life, their connection to the family, and their journey to the afterlife. The families sought to ensure that the spirits of their loved ones would find peace and not be trapped or disturbed by the tragic events that had unfolded. A family member from the Linda household confirmed their plans, noting that some relatives would hold a brief memorial in Pretoria before heading to the river. Deputy Police Minister Polly Boshilo was present at the site, offering comfort and support to the grieving families. The sight of the riverbank, where their children's lives had tragically ended, brought tears and renewed grief, yet the rituals offered a path towards healing and acceptance. As the investigation continues, the Hennops River remains a silent witness to the tragedy, its waters concealing the secrets of what truly happened on that fateful night. The families of Constables Linda, Senoge, and Buys deserve answers. The nation demands transparency. Was it a tragic accident, a consequence of the dangerous work they undertook? Or was it something more sinister, a deliberate act of violence that robbed them of their lives? The SAPS is investigating the deaths as a culpable homicide case, though foul play hasn't been ruled out. General Masemola stressed, "We do not want to speculate at this stage. The investigation will reveal what has happened once we find the vehicle." Theories range from a road accident, possibly due to rain-slicked roads, to something more sinister, given the officer's anti-mining assignment. The investigation into culpable homicide is a standard procedure in cases of accidental death, but the fact that foul play hasn't been ruled out underscores the seriousness of the situation and the need for a thorough and impartial inquiry. The discovery of 2 additional bodies has fueled speculation. The Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, called it a deeply concerning, are urging a transparent probe into a possible pattern of violence. Police, however, see no link between the cases at this stage, noting the 5th body's decomposed state suggests it predates the incident. The F's call for a transparent probe reflects the public's demand for accountability and the need to ensure that all possible avenues of investigation are explored. The story of the 3 missing police officers is more than just a news report, it's a reflection of the challenges facing South Africa today. The fight against crime, the dangers of illegal mining, the enduring power of tradition, and the unwavering pursuit of truth and justice. As the investigation unfolds, the nation waits, hoping that the truth will emerge from the depths of the Hennops River, bringing closure to the families and restoring faith in the system. Thank you for watching this news video. We'd love to hear what you think about this story, so please leave your comments below. We read them all and appreciate your insights. Join us again in our next strange story. Until then, goodbye.